Everyone, I'm Matthew Sanchez, like she alluded to. I'm a third-year math major here at UCLA, and I have the only non-tech startup in this group, and it's called Dipped, which is the dip and spread company. In sum, Dipped basically is a food startup that specializes in making sweet dips and spreads, inspired after iconic desserts and flavor combinations, like you'll see in later slides. And I bet you're asking, like, how did this all happen? How did it start? Why food? Well, being a college student, having a sweet tooth and cravings is one hell of a mix. This summer, I was at home and I woke up one morning and I was like, Mom, I really want a red velvet cake. And she's an awesome cook and baker, so she was like, fine, you're gone the rest of the year, and then you're here back at home for the summer, so why not? So we started making the red velvet cake, and then kind of had this culinary epiphany to like, hey, let's make like sweet dips, because red velvet cake has cream cheese frosting. And then we just kind of went on from there and did a spin-off, and then jokingly she was like, oh, you could totally sell this, and a little light bulb in my head went on. I'm like, I think you could sell this. And that's pretty much how Dip was born. Since then, we've kind of played in the kitchen and made other flavors, and we have like a set 4 standard flavors that we have had so far, and I'm happy to present that to you. Is it this way? Okay, sweet. So these are the 4 flavors that Dipped I co-founded with my mother, so she's actually the co-founder of this beautiful food startup. And these are the 4 flavors that we have right now. We have others in mind, but we wanted to keep it small since we're a small company. And this is the Southern Belle, which is our sweet potato pie flavored. We have Rouge, which is our red velvet cake, 24K, which is our carrot cake, and Aztec, which is our spicy hot chocolate. And they were each kind of just thrown out of nowhere, like, what do we like the most, and how can we make it into a dip? Because I have a big sweet tooth, and so does my family, and not all the time you want to go and start up an oven and eat what you want. So we kind of figured out a way how to develop dips and spreads so you could have your dessert right there, right now. So here are some of the flavors. Like I said, this is the Southern Belle, and it's our sweet potato pie, and it was kind of created because my mom's from the South and I grew up on sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie, so this is actually a really good favorite. This is our Rouge, which is our red velvet and looking all pretty and red, and red velvet cake's my favorite. And this is like the best seller whenever I have had the opportunity to sell some of the dips. This is usually the one people go crazy for. This is the 24K, like I said, which is the which is the carrot cake, which is also really delicious. And our Aztec, which is the spicy hot chocolate. So if anyone's familiar with like abuelita's hot chocolate, yes, no, or just spices and chocolate. And I didn't mention this, but all of the dipped creations are made with cream cheese and Greek yogurt on top of the other all-natural ingredients that we include. So it's not only able to give you more protein and less fat than standard cream cheese alone, but it's also fairly versatile too. Here at Dip, we kind of like to think of our products as a nice little fusion between like Nutella and cream cheese or Trader Joe's cookie butter. Has any of you guys had those? Yes, yeah. So it has multiple uses. My favorite is warming it up and pouring it over some waffles. We've had it over ice cream. We have had it with just grab your favorite fruit, slice it up, dip it in, spread it on some crepes, or lick it off the spoon. That's like a personal favorite. Use your imagination. And these are some of the accomplishments that Dip has been able to do so far, and where we would like to go from here. So we had the opportunity to sell at the UCLA vendor fair about, 2 weeks ago? And that was really cool. That was my first time being able to share our products to the UCLA campus, and we had really good reviews with that, and a lot of people signed up for the newsletter. And also, I'm from the IE, which is still Southern California for those who aren't from here. And I had the opportunity to sell at the Temecula's Farmers Market. And once again, that was a really nice, we hit it off nicely. And so I plan to definitely attend more farmers markets and small little food shops like that and try to get the ball rolling. I started our website and it'll be launching soon. I'm planning to do it before the holidays. That way, if anyone should want to order, hopefully we can get it done and sent to them in time. So that's really exciting. It's in the process of joining Chobani, the Greek yogurt companies. They're starting a food incubator in New York City, and they just announced that I think 2 weeks ago. And so we found out from Chobani's CEO and their food incubator program that we've been pre-selected, and so we'll be moving on from there, talking more about the product. And usually I would have a product for you all to taste, but I just came back from New York on Sunday and I was busy all of yesterday doing like organization stuff and prepping for finals, so I apologize. As well as will be in the foodpreneur, like the food entrepreneur, food startup program in San Francisco, probably in May or June. They haven't announced a definitive date yet, but it'll be just a bunch of food startups and you can meet, network, and also there'll be food investors for people who are specialized in that field. So that's pretty awesome. And last but not least, trying to collaborate here in Los Angeles and make use of all the resources available here, like food festivals, the bloggers, any restaurants, and so on and so forth. And some ideas we've gotten so far is Sprinkles, which is the cupcake shop, pretty sure you all have heard. Copenhagen Bakery in Pasadena, which just recently opened up, and they like specializing in kind of crazy dessert concoctions and things. 800 Degrees for a dessert pizza that I actually got, that was recommended to me to pitch to them from 800 Degrees, so that's pretty cool. That'd be a nice little fun collaboration. And then Quality, which is a fellow UCLA graduate owned restaurant, kind of like college dining experience. And that's my presentation. Yes. Thank you so much. Do you have any questions?
Like 5 minutes of Q&A.
What's the size of the dipping market? The dip market, you're a math major?
The dip market?
What's the size of the market?
I'm a math major. See, I never tell people that because they think I'm just like a brainiac. But it's actually a very small market. I mean, it's very dominated as right now with like Nutella or Trader Joe's cookie butter, even though there are several, like Hershey's tried dabbling into the game, as well as like Jif peanut butter. They have their own cups. So I don't have a definitive quantitative answer for you, but it's fairly dominated. But our inspiration for creating this was the fact that I like variety, and sometimes I don't want chocolate hazelnut spread on my crepe, or I don't want chocolate hazelnut spread, which is hinting at Nutella, on anything. Sometimes I want red velvet, carrot cake. You know, there are many different desserts, so why not complement those different dessert profiles? I think, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Does it have to be refrigerated? Is this how you...
Ideally, it should be refrigerated. However, it can withstand up to 72 hours being unrefrigerated. So you could have it out and it'll still be fine. Because there is dairy-based, you know, leaving dairy out for too long is bad. So 72 hours is probably your max.
So, but you could ship it without refrigeration?
Ideally, if you're going to ship it refrigerated, it's more costly than shipping it, you know, standard packaging. But just to be on the safe side with any health hazards, we are trying to ship it refrigerated. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you tell me what your experience selling the product?
Yeah, so the Temecula Farmers Market was our first experience, and you can sell just for one day over there in Temecula. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but we only made 60 to start off with because we were like, let's just test it out and have some samples out for the Temecula citizens, or what do you want to call them. And we were able to sell all of them, which was really surprising to me because no one knows who we are, no one knew what it was. So, you know, I wasn't banking on it. Any sale was a win for me, and we were able to sell out. At the time, we were selling them for $12, and that was for an 8-ounce jar. As you can see, they're decorated and stuff, but I'm definitely going to go lower in price now. That was just kind of like a throw it out there. price, but that's because I want it to be more affordable and for not like a particular consumer market. Temecula does have a higher income, but I'd like to make it available to other people. You know, there were other hands.
Yeah, so until the website launches, what's the best way to like, order them right now?
You can't. Unless you were to talk to me directly or you have my contact information. There is no other way for you to buy it, but that's why I've been working on the website for the past 2 weeks, and it's ready to launch. I just haven't launched it yet because I was waiting for the demo day, the student vendor fair, and kind of letting people know that it will be launching rather than having it up and me paying for it and no one knows about it.
Is there any chance that you can have a pattern for it?
Have a what?
A pattern.
A pattern?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Pattern.
Oh, a patent. I was like, a pattern? Actually, no, you don't really patent food. We have our company name and the logos and everything associated with it trademarked. We did look into patenting it, but you can't really patent a recipe. You can, but it only has to be changed, I believe, 1/8 of the recipe has to be changed to be original. So there's no real need to do so. You just don't tell anyone your recipe. Any other questions?
Do you have like a target customer demographic in mind?
Yeah, originally I did have it. I wanted it to kind of, my ideal consumer was the college student because I know so many college students just like absolutely engorge on, you know, cookie butter or Nutella, and they're the ones spending all the money on the sweet, you know, delectable stuff. But then I figured, no, there's standard families out there too, and so I'm trying to really hit like the middle income American family as my target market, yeah.
Have you encountered any notable competitors or, well, that's very close to what you do, or it's just mostly...
Not close to what I do in terms of the different flavor palettes, which is why I thought it was awesome to go forth with it. But like I did mention when you asked, you asked about it, the dip market is really dominated by, the famous counterparts like Nutella and the cookie butter. So, but they're one flavor, which is why I liked my idea.
What's your production process like right now?
What do you mean by that? If you could,
How do you make these? Do you have someone doing production for you? Or
yeah, usually me and my mother, because she's the co-founder, like I said, we usually make them batch by batch. It's a small batch process, and we usually do that in our kitchen, which is certified. However, because we've had so much good response, which is good, we now looking into a commercial kitchen to make bigger batches and larger batches, so it can become more efficient.
So that'll be the end. Thank you for the questions. So yeah. And
Unfortunately, I can't stay for the entire thing, so I did have. Were you able to pass around?
yeah, the interest forms were passed around. So
Okay.
if you guys are interested in following up with Matthew, definitely feel free to leave your contact information there, and Matthew will follow up with you guys.
Yeah. So if you did not hear that, there's an interest form going around. Just feel free to fill it out, full name, email address, and I will email you all who are interested when it opens, the online store. The website launches, I'll be sure to email you about that. You can check it out, peruse it and whatnot. And then also if you want to stay up to date with any other things with DIT. Thank you.
Thank you.